Welcome to Outdoor Ed 1987. Kiddos, I hope you had a fantastic time.
Jolene? Yeah, she's trying to hide.
No.
Baratju! Vamos grindan, Baratju! Bismillah, don't vamos grindan, Baratju! Grindan, Baratju! Don't vamos grindan, Baratju! Weak over here. Weak over here. Pond area, canoeing, and the life science activity are up there. Otherwise, you should not be on the ridges without a teacher being with you. All right? Shower times you need to be aware of. They are posted. Basically, the girls have shower time before supper. The fellows will have shower time after, as long as your class activities and mealtime activities don't interfere. Double check the snack times on the bulletin boards in your campsite.
Guys, I'm gonna fall over. Mine's heavier than yours is. Are you ready? Okay. Are you gonna carry that for me? Okay. We don't have a bridge, no.
All right, Apache, let's go.
Here we have the beautiful Jared Brown, well organized. Look at him. Everything's in his sleeping bag. Look at this. Future junior staff material. Look at this. Isn't this sweet? Atta boy, Jared. Atta boy.
Hope you don't get cut.
Jared, where's your campsite?
Algonquin?
Well, it might last by the time you get there. I don't know. You better keep checking for stuff falling out the back.
There's a bag inside. It's my stuff.
Hang in there, man. What, Jenny?
The banana song.
The banana song?
Remember the last day we were putting everything away and Beth and I were singing?
Oh yeah, I've got that.
I don't remember what it was. It was like
Okay, is it for that hall?
ovaries or something. Okay, ready?
Hold it, no.
Okay, now lift it up.
Here we have John Conklin putting his tin up properly. More junior staff material.
Got it? Walk backwards.
Okay, I got it. We'll get to her.
Wait a minute.
Pay real close attention. Every year, I think this is my, 8th year, someone usually injures themselves, and it's using these hand tools. So what we're going to do today is explain the use, care of, safety, the do's and don'ts of the, this is a little larger one that's in most campsites, but the hand axe, the bow saw, and a pocket knife. Now, as I look at my notes here, there's 35, 40, almost 50 things that I will mention. So each person, before we leave, is going to have to repeat something that I said. Axe yard. All you have to do is say axe yard. What's an axe yard? Okay, that's where we start. This here is an axe yard. You should have one at your camp. Now, if you have a camp where it's out in the open, then you'll have to drive your stakes in and actually get your twine and make you an axe yard. If you have a campsite where there's a natural boundary or barrier as far as the trees or a fallen tree, okay, then you can actually use that. I have rope on 3 sides of my axe yard, and then the 4th side is actually part of the ground. What I just did there. What's the reason for that? There's more than one. So no one steps on it. No one steps on it. It's out of the dirt. How about if you would want the handle out this way? Trip over it. So basically, 2 or 3 reasons for doing that. Now, if it's going to be nice and wet and rainy, they probably should be placed in your group leader's tent rather than just leave them out. As far as the way we chop wood. Now myself, most of the wood that we use where I camp out is small enough and you really don't have to chop it. I recommend you can just take the bow saw and saw the wood. Now most of the wood you get is small enough to where you could break it by hand. But if you do have wood where you have to split the wood, the best method that we use is called the contact method. And the contact method is where you take the hand axe and the piece of wood and you move both the axe and the wood up against your chopping block. So if you was to take and hold this at about a 45-degree angle, right like so, and then you would move both. Now this here is not really a good one. If you got a big one, it would be much better. And if you move both the wood and the axe, you can split it. Now this really doesn't need to be split, but just to demonstrate. Can you visualize what we're doing when we do the contact method for splitting? Because I've seen guys go like this here and come down and try to stand it up. No. But like I say, in my group, I hardly ever even let them use the hand axe because most of it's small enough and you can get it with the bow saw. A 2-part activity. The first part, the teachers have each been given an envelope, and in the envelope is these are the pictures that are on the posters around the room. When the activity is done, the pictures must be returned. In order for you to be eligible for the prize at the end, I must have the pictures back so we can use them again next week. Alright? So you aren't even eligible for the prize if all the pictures aren't in the folder. So anybody who walks off with one or loses one, forget it. Okay? Now, the group has been given an envelope with pictures of animals or items or leaves or flowers or something from one of the posters. A copy of the posters and tape. All right. Colleen.
And what is your name? What is your name? Christy what? Do you go to our school?
Yeah.
You do? I've never seen you before.
That's nice.
By golly, here's the guy that holds the school record, right? What was your time, Brian?
1.95.
Atta boy. 100 foot, right?
Right.
Yes, sir. Hey, Tom, say something intelligent.
Like what?
Very good, Tom.
Okay, let's start off by singing a good song, If You're Happy and You Know It. Everybody know that? Okay. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, then you really are sure. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, then you really are sure. If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, shout amen. Amen. If you're happy and you know it, shout amen. Amen. If you're happy and you know it, then you really ought to show it. If you're happy and you know it, shout amen. Amen. If you're happy and you know it, do all three. Amen. If you're happy and you know it, do all three. Amen. If you're happy and you know it, then you really ought to show it. If you're happy and you know it, do all three. Amen. Give yourself a hand. What do you guys do with that? What are you doing out here with that stick?
We're sticking around because it's going to be a great campfire.
Okay, you may have to stand up for this one.
Everybody spits in the fire, and then the person who spits and it goes out. And again, it may not.
Okay, Paul, you got the camping spirit up in your head, deep in your heart, down your feet, all over you. Okay? I've got that camping spirit up in my head, up in my head, up in my head. I've got that camping spirit up in my head, up in my head to stay. I've got that camping spirit deep in my heart, deep in my heart. Where? Deep in my heart. I've got that camping spirit deep in my heart, deep in my heart to stay. I've got that camping spirit down in my feet, down in my feet, down in my feet. I've got that camping spirit down in my feet, down in my feet to stay. I've got that camping spirit all over me, all over me. Where? All over me. Camping spirit all over me, all over me to stay. Good.
Good.
You can sit down again. Strange things done in the midnight sun. By the men who moil for gold. The Arctic trails of their secret tales that would make your blood run cold. The northern lights have seen queer sights, but the queerest they ever did see was the night on the marge of Lake LaBarge. I cremated Sam McGee. Now Sam McGee was from Tennessee, where the cotton blooms and blows, and why he left his home in the south to roam around the poles, God only knows. For he was always cold, but the land of gold seemed to hold him like a spell, though he'd often say in his homely way he'd sooner live in hell. On a Christmas day we were mushing our way over the Dawson Trail. Talk of your cold, through the parka's fold it stabbed like a driven nail. If her eyes we'd close, then the lashes froze till sometimes we couldn't see. Wasn't much fun, but the only one to whimper was Sam McGee. On that very night, as we lay packed tight in our robes beneath the snow, the dogs were fed and the stars overhead were dancing heel and toe. He turned to me and Cap says he, I'll cash in this trip, I guess, for if I do, I'm asking that you honor my last request. Well, he seemed so low I couldn't say no, and he said with sort of a moan, it's a cursed cold, it's got right hold till I'm chilled clean through to the bone. 'Tain't being dead, it's my awful dread of that icy grave that pains. So I want you to swear, foul or fair, you'll cremate these last remains. Well, Powell's last need is a thing to heed, so I swore I wouldn't fail. And we started on at the streak of dawn. Oh, he looked so pale. He crouched on the sleigh and he raved all day of his home in Tennessee. And before nightfall, a corpse was all that was left of Sam McGee. There wasn't a breath in that land of death as I hurried horror-driven with a corpse half hid that I couldn't get rid because of a promise given. It was lashed to the sleigh, and it seemed to say, you may tax your brawn and brains, but you promised true, and it's up to you to cremate these last remains. Well, a promise made is a debt unpaid, and the trail has its own stern code. In the days to come, though my lips were dumb, in my heart, how I cursed the load. Through the long, long nights by the lone firelight, the huskies round in a ring howled out their woes to the homeless snow. Oh, how I cursed the thing. Till I came to the marge of Lake LaBarge, and a derelict there lay. It was frozen in the ice, and I saw in a trice it was called Alice May. I looked at it, and thought of it, and looked at my frozen chum, and here, said I, with a sudden cry, is my crematorium. Some planks I tore from the cabin floor and lit the boiler fire. Some coal I found lying round, and I heaped the fuel higher. The flames soared and the furnace roared, such a blaze you'll seldom see. Then I burrowed a hole in the glowing coal and stuffed in Sam McGee. Then I made a hike, for I didn't like to hear him sizzle so. The heavens scowled and the huskies howled and the wind began to blow. It was icy cold, but the hot sweat rolled down my cheeks, I don't know why, and a greasy smoke in an inky cloak went streaking down the sky. I don't know how long in the snow I wrestled with grisly fear, but the stars came out and danced about ere again I ventured near. I was sick with dread, but I bravely said, I'll just take a peep inside. Because I guess he's cooked, and it's time I looked, and the door had opened wide. There sat Sam, looking cool and calm in the midst of the furnace roar. He said, please close the door, for it's fine in here, and I greatly fear you'll let in the cold and storm. Since I've been down in Tennessee, it's the first time I've been warm. Strange things done in the midnight sun by the men who moil for gold, the Arctic trails of their secret tales that would make your blood run cold. The northern lights have seen queer sights, but the queerest they ever did see was the night on the marge of Lake LaBarge. I cremated Sam McGee. All right.
What are you doing? Oh, just listening to some hard rock.
You know, I hope you've had a lot of fun out here today. Looked like a good crowd. This, I don't know whether you've heard about this, will be our 14th year for our outdoor education project. Got some facts that we've kind of thought about. There's been like 4,000 students involved in our outdoor education over the 14 years. We spent something like 100 nights out here at Camp Wakanda. 2,350 tents were put up, and those same tents had to be taken down. Some of you, ought to be pretty good at putting up a tent by now, right? This afternoon, this evening. Everybody have your tent up, right?
No.
No?
We haven't got ours.
Oh, okay. Some 50,000 individual meals. 50,000 individual meals been eaten out here at the camp. That's probably enough to feed everybody in Bloomington. Teachers have spent an extra 37,000 hours of making this project experience available to you. So sometime during the week, you know, might thank the teachers for spending some extra time and coming out with us. Okay, Mr. Liddell, here. I don't care, whatever.
Mr. Knight normally does this. He was with some other people, so tonight had to go back early. We really, truly would like to welcome every one of you out here. As Mr. Fulton had said, this is our 14th year. It's since 1978. This makes the 21st trip, and prior to that there were 3 years or 4 years that we took individual trips. So you're dealing with this the 24th or 25th trip that we've taken. Each group comes out, has its own personality. Each person finds something in himself that while he's out here that's different, something that they can take back that is new. Warm, isn't it? All right. Now, while you're watching the fire, and most of you are, you look at it, you look at the flames, lots of heat, lots of energy, and sparks. Sparks come off in different ways. Some come up a little ways, just sort of die. They very rarely get started and they're already gone. Very short life. They never really get to go anywhere or do anything or see anything. Others come off. You watch them, they're very busy. But they don't go anywhere. They're just busy. Others come up very quickly. They look like they're going to go somewhere, just sort of die off. But others yet come off at a very steady, a high, strong pace. They just go up and up and up until you lose sight of them. You never know what happens to them because you lose sight of them before you know if they've burned out or if they went higher yet. We are a lot like those sparks. Some of us, our lives end before they ever get started. We rarely think about those people or know about them. They aren't you. Others, you know some people like that who are very busy. Lots of energy. But they don't go anywhere. They just go around in circles. They expend their energy going nowhere. Others seem to get a good start. And they burn out. And other people yet come off with a good pace, a good steady run. They just go up and up and on. So you lose sight of what they could do or what they have done. You lose sight of where they are. All right? We hope that you are like those sparks that go on. That when you leave here, that you take some of this with you. And that you carry it on to others. And that you give them the same opportunity the same chances that you are now being given, that you provide people in the future a chance to see and to experience some of the same things that you are. Again, I'd like to welcome you to Camp Wakanda and our 14th year of Bloomington Junior High School's Outdoor Education Program.
Jen, why did you put a frog in my sleeping bag?
Well, Carrie, I couldn't find a snake.
Mr. Jackson, why are you pulling the rope around? Come on. Why are you doing that?
Because it's easier. Have you ever tried to push one?
On Thursday night, each one of you or each family group will have a skit. You know, there's kind of a little organization, and I hope that some of you can qualify to be junior staff next week. I hope your junior staff have been helping you this week. I'd like to introduce them to you, and they will have their skit ready for you. Give them a warm welcome anyway. How about Squeaky Beaverall? Squeaky Tins Insall. Wolfer, Gamer. Two Marx brothers, you know, Zeppo and Chico. Marx brothers. Cornicky, and Gibbet, Coin. And of course the rich one, Howie Hughes.
All right.
Joey Carey Johnson. And Amos Earlman. And Jules Sikora.
Oh, God.
What are you going to do now?
It's springtime. It's time to mow my lawn. Let me try and start it. Maybe it takes two people. Want to try standing?
Well, maybe it just needs a little weight. I think we need to kick it.
Well, I guess not. Maybe it takes three people. Maybe it's all it takes is some manpower. Strong guy. Miss Littell, do you want to try?
Check to be sure there's gas.
Yes.
Gas. Have you checked? How about carburetor adjustments? You check carburetor adjustments? Hey. I'm gonna do this. You know, if I don't start, you always kick it a couple of times.
Put some weight on it.
As long as I'm going to be the butt of this joke, I might as well enjoy it. Right, let's do that. All right, ready? Here we go.
I guess all it took was one big jerk.
How about you like the better tree, Jim? Does it have sound on it? Yeah, we're going to play hide and seek. Go get your bar.
Isn't he a handsome looking dude? Look at that. Oh, oh, oh,
Oh, yeah.
oh, gee. Look at that. Is that going to be your skit, Jim? Jim, is that your skit for Thursday? You better grunt a little harder than that.
Oh, all right.
Come on.
All right. Jimmy. Oh, yeah. Point to your leg.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
Oh, yeah. All right, money, money. Thank you very much.
You be careful. You might get a jerry.
Have a Jerry. Have a Jerry.
Very good, Jim.
Mr. Weeman.
You're all right.
High five.
You're all
In
right.
space, or up
I
in
can't
the air,
jump with this
in
thing.
space, on your face.
And pepper duck seasoning. Now this is brand new to me. This tastes.
Mrs. Holder, what's the name of this meal tonight?
This is called
Ed.
yeah, Ed and
What's his name?
Sam and Eddie's Buffet.
Outdoor
Outdoor
buffet.
buffet.
Outdoor buffet. What all you got going in here now?
Well, we start with corn on the cob.
Okay.
It's already in there. Then we put cut the potatoes in half. And we've got carrots and onions.
Ooh, look at those onions.
Pretty. And we've got cabbage. When do we get that?
Got both kinds of.
Purple cabbage.
Oh,
Isn't that
mercy.
pretty? And then we've got green pepper. Add a little green. Some complementary colors here.
Mrs.
And
Harms
then-
would be proud of you.
Bright red on top, tomatoes. And then on top of everything, we put the sausages.
Ooh, look at those boys.
Don't those look good?
Go team.
And then we put the lid on.
Moo
and
moo,
start
buckaroo.
cooking. And then we season it with pepper duck.
Pepper duck. I've seen that in sports magazines for wild game. I have, yeah.
Oh, well,
A
this
couple
is
of guys
new to me.
went together and started a business. They've got it for duck, another game. Yeah.
Yeah, and fish. They've got
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, fish.
Well, we'll sprinkle a little of this on top.
Oh,
Hope
man.
for the best.
And how long does it take now once it goes in the can?
Lynn, remember? Hour and a half.
About an hour and a half? You can't overdo it as long as there's water in there.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Open the lid and you've got a gourmet buffet.
Mr. Fire, you look like you're in heaven back there.
Oh, this is fun.
Gosh darn.
I don't cook much out here.
Well, don't let Mr. Cavett see you doing any cooking. He'll
Right.
get on your case. Yeah, load her up now, guys.
Order up.
I can hear the water already
I
bubbling
can
in there.
too. Sounds right.
For the potatoes.
Potato.
Okay, gang.
Okay, you need some help there.
You're gonna have to tell me
Let me hold this while you help with your
The sausage goes last,
Okay.
I believe.
Where are those tomatoes? Sausage. When you're done with that, go. Stop.
Hear it going.
Boy, she is. Listen to that.
You do this every year.
This was brand new last year. The
This is
buffet.
The second time we've done it.
Sam and Ed's
Second year.
buffet.
Lynn, come over here.
Yeah.
It's follow. You know, smoke follows beauty.
Yes, it does. I've heard that.
Follows what?
Victim.
Beauty. Never bothers me.
I never get any smoke.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, Don, do you want to just use your hands?
Look at it.
Well, why don't we just do this?
This way.
You'd pay $1,000 for that in some fancy New York restaurant. Oh man.
Now do I go?
God.
Yeah.
Our problem will probably be trying to fish out the corn on the cob and stuff at the end. Everybody will.
Look at that. Gosh darn. Oh, buckaroo.
Anything else? Looks like we've got her in there.
Get the old lid. All we have to do is keep the fire going now.
There we go.
Beautiful.
If you see Pam,
Get it, Mrs. Holder.
This special wonderful gourmet pepper duck seasoning.
Hot dog.
No, these are sausages. Those are.
Ooh, man. All right.
Is that enough stuff, do you think? We haven't used very much.
Nah, put some more on. We'll get some more.
It'll go down
It'll
in.
go down, and then we'll put some on the plate so it comes out.
Got him?
We had a Mallard Drake sitting on his bench. He's complaining about the color. And then the Drake went to the bathroom. Right there. This is on the TV and it shows this guy. He goes like this. He says, here, that'll be enough of that. Then died.
I don't do it.
And that's a true story. Boy, that's true. I seen it right on TV.
Who's got Gary Williams? Here's his journal. Gary Williams.
Do you have anything on attendance in classes proposed with much else?
Missy Mitchell is the one that's gone, right?
Mr. Mitchell is back on
She's not.
next week.
Georgia McGuire, did you say?
Next week.
Does she need us? Will she have a different schedule, Roger? Because I have her schedule.
Right.
Yeah.
She'll have a different, hang on to it just in case, but she should have a different schedule. She was moved.
Okay, what about, I had the two girls at 2:45, Jenna, Owen Armstrong, and Mock. Sheena Mock or whatever. They were both there and they were not on my list. I looked at their schedule and that's what was circled, but I don't know whether they were on my list. But if they were supposed to be someplace else, they
But
were
it was circled on their schedule.
circled on their
That's the
schedule.
correct one.
Okay.
They were backed up the.
Pop that lid, Neil.
Softballs. Looks like some. Never mind.
Salmon Heads Outdoor Buffet.
Atta
This
boy. Looking good.
What you want?
sausage. Give me a sausage. Give me a big sausage.
Yeah, give me one. Give me one of those.
Well, you just speak fast.
She wants it. She wants
Isn't there anything about ladies first anymore?
it. I know.
Look at all
wilderness. Give me a sausage.
the animals.
We're very rude. Sorry, it's just the way it was rude.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Anybody
Hey.
want tomato?
Want some cabbage? Want
Just
some cabbage?
give me anything but a tomato.
There's old flying eagle there. Look at him. Huh? Flying eagle. Atta boy, Tim.
You want?
You guys. Sausage.
You.
Did you see a lock blade around here?
A who?
A lock blade, a knife.
No, sir, I haven't.
I have a salt.
And who do we have here?
I love some of that. That much? What are you doing? She got my eyes. I know what I want. I'll say it again.
He's spying on you.
Don't do that.
I mean,
I hate people taking pictures of me. Excuse me.
Come on, Brooke Shields.
You have to do this.
Why, it's Vanna White.
No, we don't want to look like her. No kidding.
cabbage,
You want to share? Maybe not. Onions. I don't care.
or green peppers.
No. No, you want to? I'll have a carrot. I'll have a carrot. I'll have a green pepper.
Look at this pack of wolves around the food.
Go away.
Oh, I guess. My word.
We don't want grief.
I don't want that milk.
No problem.
I got a potato.
Bunch of wolves.
Seeing Heather was putting a sausage. Okay.
Is that your plate? I mean, not corn, carrots.
You should get veggies.
No.
Mr. File, you outdid yourself this time.
Well, we'll see how.
Man, it smells dynamite up here. Ooh.
Smells good here, too.
Oh, man.
And run out of sauce.
Looks good, too.
What we ought to do.
Larry, you want?
Oh, yeah.
I think it's great you had a chance to look it out here.
Betty, how many of these turkeys we have to get ready for tomorrow now?
10.
10?
Yes, I cleaned them all.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I cleaned every
How
one
many
of
we got
them
on there?
before
1,
supper.
They'll all go on this one side here, and then Spence using that chicken wire to fasten it all down.
Right here.
Good night.
Betty, what do you think of it?
Think of what?
This young man's ham.
Well, I don't know. That's what I told him to ask you. I don't know. Well, I should check with you.
And then Spence, that chicken wire will come up over the top, huh?
Right.
I don't know. What do you think?
Well, I think when in doubt,
Play it safe.
play it safe.
I got him.
I'm so pleased.
See, you're a good teacher.
I am so pleased.
I done good, huh?
Would you like me to start with clean out these?
I did very well.
Yeah, well,
That's
yes.
why I never
I'm
say
gonna do one here, yeah. You're all done. I'm gonna throw these out. Get yourself clean.
Spence, we're going to turn you into either an orthodontist or a brain surgeon.
I'll take, well, either one. I'm not that particular.
Is there a particular knot that you call that now that you're going
Yes, this is the patented OGP.
OGP? That, you rewrote that up in the New England Journal of
Old
Medicine.
Gore patented.
6, 9, 2, 7.
Right now.
Alrighty, bring him up over there now. Now, Emily, some of the kids want it down low. Let me show you where the top would be. Right there's about the top of the design. You can make it higher or lower, whatever you want. Right about there? Okay. Okay, now, Mr. Knight, why don't you put your hands here, and Emily, why don't you put your hands right in here, so you just, you don't have to push real hard, but just drag them across. That's it. Okay, and then I always like to take the ink back uphill. There we go. Okay, now we're going to see how it looks. Raise it up slowly. There we go.
How you like that?
All right, let's show them back home what that looks like. Come on, Spence.
And then we'll pull off against the winners until we come out to the champion. Right? You got to pull the last person across this bag. You got to pull the last person across. You have to be careful. because you can get hurt doing this. On the other hand, if you're defeated, you're a bunch of wusses. That's it. Steady. Stand. Go. Stay up. Come on, you guys. You can do it, pull. You got him. You got him. You got him. Go. Go. Pull. Go. Pull.
Boy, you just made it. Woo.
The last person has to be pulled across the sack.
Chow time.
According to Monday night's winning order, the family group campsite that will eat first is as follows: Blackfeet, number 1. Number 2, Comanche. Yeah. Number 3, Shoshone. Yeah. Number 4, Apache. Number 5, Cheyenne. 6, Algonquin. 7, Bucks. 8, Navajo. 9, Chippewa. 10,
Mr. Leben, where do we eat? Wait, I got to.
Okay, either go this way or that way. No. This way or that way. We're here. Hi.
I can't do it anymore.
Nice to meet you. Hi, Kim. Either way.
I like grossing people out, you can tell.
Come back with your bed shake.
Oh, my grossing you out there. Tom.
How'd you guys do in the Olympics today?
We won the tug of war.
Were you that bunch?
Hey, we won Monday. We got first place Monday.
Boy, you guys were good.
I don't know. You know, it really bothers me. But we got glass. And no, what did we do? There's somebody coming. Monday planting. No, really, I can't come right now, but you have to French braid my hair for me. I just need candy bars. Oh, me and Amy like candy bars.
Hey, Brad, how'd you guys do in the Olympics?
We got second in the awards. Whatever.
It's not too shabby. How many you got, Jim?
Oh, millions and millions.
Oh, baloney. You're doing good to have a half of one.
Oh, all right, Jim.
Huh?
Where's the ice cream at? There.
Behind the scenes work, you don't know how much it does take.
Kids had something else, somewhere that I can't remember all of it. Tonight they have steak, baked potatoes.
I got this just coming out of the baked potato. No
Green beans tonight. Fruit cocktail for dessert. Last night we did roast turkeys. Over here you see the roast, we did roast turkeys last night.
They were good.
So we had baked potatoes, roast turkey, salad bar.
I do not want to be I do. That next one right there. No, Denise is. I didn't see it all day.
Yes, wow.
Okay, it's in the top.
Did you ever been out in a while?
The red cabinet.
So you're kind of used to it?
The onion's underneath.
Okay. What's your name? Tell me your name. Okay, Spencer, you're in 7th grade. Talk to somebody else now.
I'm on
I ain't getting interviewed.
Yeah, don't wave and that kind of thing, okay, guys? You got to get back and give him some room. It looks kind of weird as well, kind of huddled around.
Corey, what have you learned out here? Tell me about
Well, we learned how to use different foods out in the wild to survive on if we had an accident or something. Where to put up a tent and, you know.
You ever had to be out wild now?
Survival. It wasn't real good.
I'm sorry.
I don't think so. I'm trying to understand the stuff and the supplies you need and just trying to cope with the orders. No, not really.
A little more. How about learning to get along?
Yeah, you learn that a lot. You gotta learn to do your hand. Just gotta
It makes me
Sticking around already? LEG.
Yeah.
I just don't know. Just natural, yeah.
We're here at beautiful Camp Wakanda, and I would like to introduce this young lady here. She is the editor of the Camp Wakanda newspaper. And Mrs. Hanley, what would you like to say about the newspaper? Have the children done a beautiful job this year? Well, come on now, we're on live. TV. Here we go.
Oh, you stop that. David.
Did we shake you up that much?
You shook me up that much, yeah. David, quit that. What was the cup supposed to be?
That's supposed to be the microphone. See?
I can't believe you people. Oh, all I want to know is.
Yeah, he was on a long time, but I think it's just this much.
David, quit. Stop. Enough.
Here's what you're supposed to do. Yay, team.
David, turn it off.
Welcome! We would like to introduce you from Forest all across the nation to the first annual, the one and the only, the original Miss Camp Wakanda. for natural beauty.
Oh, yes! That cold well water just soothes my skin.
What is your after-ed beauty routine?
Well, every morning I get up, I take a shower in that cold river water, and then I put my lipstick on and my makeup, and I don't like it, so I take it off. And I take it off, I put it on, and I like it. And then I put my clothes on, and, well, I don't go
Thank
back
you,
to
Virginia.
brush it, and then I just think I look so great.
Thank you, Virginia.
One final walk, please, for our contestants.
Thank you, Johnny. Yeah! Go get her, Skippy.
What's that, Skippy? You're involved.
Goes to Ethel.
Chrissy. Turn around.
Look, you can't hear. Huh? No, we just ran out. Maybe you can go to Chattanooga. Batteries? Yeah, in the car. I'm sorry, we just ran
Ladies and gentlemen, you are about to experience the most spectacular event of the evening, the 1987 Miss Campolina.
Oh boy.
Our first contestant is Fifi Fresh.
Oh yeah!
You bet. Our third contestant is Special K. What would you like to be when you grow up? Contestant number 3, same question.
I won't grow up.
Okay, contestant number 5.
Contestant number 1, how are you raised?
Chips, dips, cheese,
I know, Contestant number 4, same question. Contestant number 5.
Contestant number 1, do your socks smell A, before dinner, B, after dinner, or C, during dinner? Contestant number 3.
A, B, C, and D.
Contestant number 4.
Number 5. Question number 1. Do you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend? Number 3, same question. Number 4. Number 5.
Contestant number 1, what is your favorite color of underwear? Contestant number 3.
Well, I like the ones that are white in front and green in back.
Contestant number 4.
Number 5. Contestant number 1. What is your favorite style of underwear? A, lace, B, C, grandma style, or D, no? Contestant 2, same question. 3. How did you get your name? Susie, how did you get your name? Special K, how did you get your name?
See, they call me Special K because they see me at Kmart.
Betty, Ruby, how?
All right, guys.
We're off in Navajo. We build up fires every time. I hope. Look, they're attacking from the front.
They're attacking from the side.
They're attacking from the flank. Look, they're attacking from the rear. I hope. We're off in Navajo. We build up fires every
Oh, I can see who's going to win the prize this year in my class. What was it last time, Daddy? It was an A, then a C, then a... How far down do you go? It was a D's, Z's. We're allowed to give Z's this year, guys?
You want me to suck in my stomach?
We're the Comanche Rapping Crew, going on stage making fun of you.
My name is Leben. I teach hygiene. I give real grouchy and look like me. I can't go home in this here camp. I wake up in the morning.
We are the champions. Going on stage making fun of you.
Already is my game. Give me a pen and I'm up and grad. I can draw your picture into seconds flat. I know the hue is red, yellow, and blue. All I gotta do is
My name is Spencer and my favorite are sharp. My mouth is sharp too. My name is Spencer and you better watch out. My arrows are sharp and my mouth is too. Nevertheless, there aren't many live ones left today. My name is Mr. Sam McGee. When it comes to hiking, I'm a freak. I'm a hiking freak. I take the kids on a wild goose chase because they trust me. I'm making a mistake.
My name is Mishler. I look like a mummy. I may be queer, but I ain't no dummy. Listen to Hard Boss, he is my game. Acting real queer is my claim to fame. Ringing down bells, day and night. Wait. Day and night, I walk through camp not looking too bright. We're the Comanche.
Rapping group, going on stage, make it run. Take it, Kevin.
Do you know why a teacher gives F's to students?
I wonder why.
The only reason a teacher gives an F to a student is because the school won't let them give anything lower. That's good.
Welcome all of you to the Camp Wakanda annual Nickel in a Funnel. Now, Mr. Leben has perfected this trick over the last 8 or 9 years. It takes a lot of concentration, but if it's very quiet and you concentrate, you can do it quite easily. The whole secret is concentration. What Mr. Leben will attempt to do: place this funnel on his belt buckle, holding it with one hand, placing a nickel on his forehead, and by concentrating, he will put that nickel in the funnel. Okay?
What is that money in camp? The nickel?
5 cents. But you must pay close attention, because we're going to get 2 people to try it. I heard noise. You have to concentrate. Okay, everybody got what we're trying to do? Yeah! Mr. Leben!
want some people to stop me.
Okay, now remember, you have to concentrate. And you have to be very, very quiet, or he will not be able to do it on the count of 3. Do you understand? So make sure that you are quiet. Okay, on 3. 1, 2.
Then we'll sing it a second time and you can join in. It goes, rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham, rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham, rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham, oh, rock my soul. Let's sing it. Rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham, rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham, rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham, oh, rock my soul. Once more, just you guys. Rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham, rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham, rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham, oh, rock my soul. Okay? All right. You're going to have to do better because these guys sounded pretty good. They've got a part of their own. Your part goes like this. So high, can't get over it, so low, can't get under it, so wide, can't get round it, oh, rock my soul. Try it. So high, can't get over it, so low, can't get under it, so wide, can't get round it, oh, rock my soul. That's good. I don't think you need to practice it anymore. Staff and faculty and junior staff and visitors. Your part is really tough, but I think you can do it. It goes, rock my soul, rock my soul, rock my soul, rock my soul. Think you can do it?
We need to practice, don't we?
You need to practice once.
Let's practice.
Rock my soul, rock my soul, rock my soul, rock my soul. Great. So what we're going to do, this side starts out, rock my soul, in the bosom of Abraham, okay? Sing it through once. Then you'll sing it a second time and you join in with your first time. Then you sing third, you sing second, everybody else joins in. We'll do it one other time, all together. Shall we give it a shot? So you're going to sing this 4 times. 3, 2. Rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham. Rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham. Rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham. Oh, rock my soul. Join in.
I love pie.
Pie, pie, pie.
I love raccoon.
I love pudding.
I love donuts.
Donuts, donuts. Pizza, pizza. Oranges.
I love chocolate.
Chocolate.
I like Fario.
I like graham crackers.
I like chocolate milk.
Chocolate milk, chocolate milk, chocolate milk, chocolate milk.
I like Lucky the Leprechaun.
I like turkey.
Instrumental and words Apache rappers.
Great week out here. This is great. Coming out here all these years, this has been one of the best weeks. Always consider it a good week if I don't have to change my jeans. You know, I tell you, when you sit down around the pond and places and it's quiet, and like in between classes in particular, and there's just so many things that you can learn here that just, you just can't begin to learn back in school. Do you know, I learned something just the other day. I was down there, it was real quiet. Do you know how a bee actually gets the honey from the flower?
This is my first year. I
don't know that. Oh, well, listen, it is just fascinating. Because when it's real quiet, and you're sitting there and bees come in around, the bee actually goes around the flower 3 times. I've just been sitting there watching them very carefully. And then when you're real quiet, you can see that bee just says, "Flower, give me honey." And that honey just comes right on up to you. The bee takes it away. It's just amazing. You know?
I have kind of a hard time understanding that.
Oh, that's right. You're not in science.
Yeah, it's not really my field.
Well,
sometimes if you show me how
those things work, yeah, we can act. We'll act it out like.
Yeah, I think that would help.
Well, I'll be the flower, and you can be the bee. So then you just.
I have to buzz around.
That's right, 3 times.
3 times.
Yeah, we just let the bee say.
Flower, give me honey.
Yeah, it works just
that's how it works.
Yeah, just like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a mouthful.
What?
Look back.
Oh my God. Oh yeah. You want the pizza? Not the original.
I can see why Amy's so
Flower, give me honey.
See how it works?
Well, I think I do.
You're not too sure.
I'm not too sure. Maybe if I were the flower,
You'd understand.
I'd understand it better if I were the flower. And I want you to be the bee.
Sure, no problem.
Okay?
No
Harder.
You're supposed to say, flower, give me honey.
Once upon a time, there were a whole bunch of people that didn't want to go to outdoor ed. I want to go to outdoor ed, but I don't know. Yes.
Well, what if we go to this thing called Camp Camaraderie? What if we go and we want to come home?
Come home, everybody I know wants to stay another week.
Nobody wants to stay for another
For 5 days.
I don't think so.
We're not going on after it. We've been over to Hill and back in so many times I didn't count.
Not going out there and the walks aren't that hard. And if you get too tired, Mr. Latal can take you around in his tractor.
Well, I guess we're not too old, considering Mrs. Bolton and Mrs. Haley come in each year. Is there a Jesus?
Mr. Mishra, why don't you want to go?
There's too many snakes.
There's one right now.
Well, you kidding? I ain't afraid to rock you. If I see a rock, I'm just gonna see like this rock here.
I mean, look at that. These kids were afraid to go over after like this.
Who's in the world?
Say
but keep the old. One is silver and the other's gold. All right, everybody, got it? Together. Make new friends, but keep the old. One is silver and the other's gold. All right, three-part round. We have 10 benches. That means 3 1/3. Friends, but keep the old. One is silver and the other's gold. 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 You got it? I told you earlier that we had a group that came out and visited us, first started up, came every night, and got to like what they saw and being part of our program. The person who's been here longest at the next site was one of those people that came to visit us at that period of time. Kind of addicted to the program and then got to enjoying it, and now he's a regular part of our program every year. And Mr. Dennis.
Because I was rooting for them in that tug of war yesterday. They did a really good job. That's as hard as they worked all week. They were really worried about what I was going to say about them. They kept holding me on the back. What are you going to say? Are you going to tell this? Are you going to tell them that? I said, no, I'm not going to embarrass you. Okay? What I did with this group, Mr. Jackson helped me. You can take the teachers out of the school, but you can't take the school out of the teachers. We graded these guys. They got a B. Believe it or not. We had 4 A's, we had 3 B's, and we had 2 C's. And you can guess, you know, how that divided out. It's been an interesting week. We've improved a lot. Good job.
Two things. Julie, stand up. Julie Sikora, our junior staff, I'd like to thank her today. And I have a special award for a person. As you may notice, when I came up here, she leaned over, she says, "You pass the plaques out, I'll do the talking." I remember a sergeant like that one time in the Army. Come here.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Jackson.
While we have these, I have another story I've got to tell you. Mr. Jackson, you come out here too. You come out here too. This is the second set of stripes we've awarded out here. Both of them have been awarded to people who have been with Mr. Jackson. Mr. Jackson's groups have been interesting over the years. We have had a number of different things that have happened. But one year the group came in, they were supposed to do a skit. 2 kids came in with a chair on the floor, walked out the door, and that was the last we saw of them. That was the end total of their skit. We went through inspections one year, and I don't think there was a single tent other than Mr. Jackson's that had a bed that could be called anywhere near remotely made. I mean, they were really, really kind of rough. Now, last year we had Mrs. Cook assigned with Mr. Jackson. This year we had Mrs. Dennis assigned with him. And I want you to know that in these past 2 years that I've gone through, now I didn't get a chance to really inspect, but I have been through the sites. I want you to know that in the past 2 years, even the bowling pins have been standing at attention. My trip through camp has not been in a random direction kind of thing. I wound up where I did last for a reason. I always wind up with this pair of people pretty much last each time round. I don't think I've ever done any other way, have I? Missed anyone last? I do that for a reason. All the people we can pick that I can talk about, their efforts probably are the most important in making the program run as far as the people that are working with you are concerned. The ideas, getting things set up, getting the forms and checking the money off, getting things made, getting things ordered from the camp. I don't know, the list is endless. I would hate to think. I have no idea of all the things that they do that are part of the program and make it go. Each year I lose more and more contact with what's happening, I think, because more and more of it's picked up by other people, and it has to be. People who are part of the original crew of 10 that came out to form the original program.
We're having a beauty contest. We go? No, better not. We got a thing going with Navajo. Got a thing going with Navajo on who eats the meals first. And I think we came out a little on the late end this time, but our meals were good. We got a good bunch of cooks. You know, this is the first time that I can remember Mrs. Dean and I talked about it too. The very first meal, we showed them how to get the dishwater and the rinse water set up, and we didn't have to do it again any other meal. And these guys are to be congratulated on that, so super job, and appreciate all the help you did. And
Always forget the thing. The one who carries the burden, the one that does the running, the one that does everything that we don't have time to do. We use his equipment, we use his brains, we use everything he can possibly offer. That's your director, Mr. Littell.
At my request, there was one group of people that we haven't really done more than just acknowledge tonight. The reason for that is that I wanted to have them up here as a group where you can see them, introduce them to you, and talk a little bit about what they have done, and so you can see what's going on. Some of you will have the opportunity, perhaps, to become junior staff members. Certainly, some of you will be recommended by your teachers. Some of you, the teachers, will ask these people for whom they think should be junior staff members. That's up to them. That's up to the teachers. Before they leave, there's something else I'd like to say about it.
Oh no!
Oh yes! Oh yes!
Hey, back
They're planning a pizza party and they run off. Look at that.
All right, drop that camera.
How's it going,
You
Mr.
guys are
Fulton?
chickens.
Marty, Mr. Leben. Hey, I love a camera. It always keeps me smiling.
Jenny.
Bring her over here. Bring Jenny over.
Careful,
everybody.
Completed a week of classes in the wilderness, and the courses were more difficult than just English and math. Our Fraser Engerman reports from Camp Wakanda near Chillicothe.
Pond life and algae are a long way from Bloomington Junior High School, but this past week, biology, forest investigation, and survival training are the required subjects. For 14 years now, 7th graders at Bloomington Junior High have been spending a week in the wild. All of the kids come away with an in-depth appreciation for the outdoors.
Well, we want them to have a chance to apply some of the things that they've seen in the classroom, have a chance to have some fun with it, and have a chance to get back to, if you will, to enjoying the education, have a chance to go out and learn to apply what they've taken from the classroom.
It cost the kids $35 for the week-long trip. Most believe it's well worth the money, despite the long days and crammed activity sheets.
You gotta learn to get used to your people in your tent, and you just gotta get along with people real well.
I've learned different ways to make food when you're like lost or something, and I've learned about some different flowers and stuff like that.
But unfortunately, not everyone has a good experience at Camp Wakanda.
I fell down the cliff into a big pile of leaves, and now I was back at my camp, and someone poured water all over me, and now I'm all wet. This has been the worst week of my life.
Not every minute this week has been spent studying nature. Occasionally, there is time for some fun before it's back to the real classroom come Monday morning. Fraser Engerman, News 25.
No rain yet.
Not yet. It's close. It came within 10 miles just north of Peoria and then dissipated. There are some isolated thunderstorms. In the meantime, up near Chicago, they've got fog restricting the visibility to about a quarter of a mile. So we'll take a look at that and the possibility of rain here at home in just a minute. We need it.